for joining us here today. Unfortunately, we are here for some bad news. We have a missing swimmer off the beach here at Surfside Beach in Freeport. 17-year-old male was discovered last night that he was not with his group when they got back on shore. Coast Guard and Surfside Police Department have been searching throughout the evening and into today, looking for this missing swimmer.
Can you tell us a little bit about the search and also your name?
Sure. Lieutenant Commander Karen Damon with the U.S. Coast Guard out of Sector Houston Galveston and Ellington.
Chief Gary W. Phillips, Surfside Beach Police and EMS Director.
So we got the call from Brazoria County Sheriff's Department last night at about 8 o'clock p.m. We were able to divert resources that we had on scene at another case. So we sent a helicopter over on scene, as well as a Coast Guard small boat. We also sent out a Coast Guard patrol cutter, just like the one we have back here. They were on scene last night, searching into the wee hours of the morning. We had a patrol boat on scene for the entire night. We also had a fixed-wing aircraft, or a airplane out of Corpus Christi's area of responsibility that flew this case as well. We have been continuously searching throughout this morning with another helicopter at the first light, and they did a couple of searches this morning. We have another Coast Guard patrol cutter out of the Galveston office that is currently on scene searching, as well as Station Freeport. They had a 45-foot response boat.
Where's the location where he went missing?
He went missing. They parked their vehicle at Starfish. He parked his vehicle with his friends at Starfish and the beach, which is 1 block over from the main entrance, 332. He went out into the water, and the last time they seen him, he was approximately past Access 1, the main entrance, and he was approximately 100 to 150 yards out when last time they seen him.
And I know you guys aren't going to confirm the identity of the teenager, but can you tell us where he's from or anything like that?
He's from Houston.
He's from Houston.
And how many people were in the group? What are the ages? Anything like that?
I don't know how many. There was 2 with him when he was swimming, and there was several other ones on the beach that was traumatized after he didn't come back to the shore.
Do you know anything about the swimming abilities of this young man, or the people?
No, I don't.
Do we have
No, go ahead.
Do we have a specific area where this kid had maybe dragged out by the currents? Do we have an area specifically where you guys are looking for?
I can speak to the search area that we've covered so far. So we have about 28 miles of shoreline covered using obviously the aviation assets that I talked about, as well as the surface assets. And then that goes approximately 10 nautical miles offshore. So those assets have been covering that area, and that's based on drift, the current, the winds you see here today. That's what we base our searches on. We also have what's called a self-locating data marker buoy that provides immediate feedback through a satellite to our search and rescue system in order to provide us the most accurate information as far as weather, currents, tides, winds. So that is our search area.
So you've been searching for 12 hours, essentially, right?
So if the 12 hours plus 4, we're at 12:30 now, so 16 hours.
About 16 hours. And generally in situations like this, how long will you search? How much longer will you go today? Can you give us an idea of when you might call it off?
Sure, I can speak to the Coast Guard search efforts. So Coast Guard search efforts are geared towards finding someone on the surface, a swimmer on the surface who has not gone subsurface. That is what our resources are built for. So we'll continue to search as long as we feel that he is viable on the surface as a swimmer.
You talked to us a little bit about his friends being traumatized. Can you explain that, describe what?
Well, they were real emotional, whatever. They was believing it possibly their fault or whatever, because I believe one of them was out with him when he was last seen, and he was with friends down here. His parents were at home, or his mother was at home that I know of, and they were just afraid to tell the parents what had occurred.
So keeping that in mind, may he have been missing for longer than?
No, they seen him. They seen him.
So they were able to report back to 911 3 minutes after. Once they got to shore, 3 minutes afterwards, they notified us. So we got the call pretty quickly.
So he was out there swimming with two other people, all right? And this was at night. It was dark. The two other people then.
No, it was dusk. It wasn't
Dusk.
dark. Yeah,
Dusk.
it was
Okay.
8 o'clock. It wasn't quite dark yet.
Okay. So it was dusk. They
Yeah.
were out there enjoying the sunset, whatever. And the two people made it back onto shore.
Yes, ma'am.
And when they turned around, they realized their friend was not with them.
Yes, that's the way we were told.
And then did they call 911 at that point, or did they go back out into the water to try?
No,
to
they
find
called
them?
911.
Immediately.
Yes.
So obviously neither one of us were on scene at the time, so we can't speak to the exact actions that occurred. We just know that we did get almost immediate notification.
Can you talk to us a little bit about the conditions out there right now, the condition of the water and this strong, dangerous rip current?
There is a strong rip current out there. It's periodic in different locations of the beach or whatever. We've got warning systems up at every entrance to the beach. We've got a ledger up underneath the flags stating what the flag means, what the warning is, and it's up to them to observe the warning system.
So for people who don't know what a rip current is, can you describe it or explain it?
It's a current that two of them come together and it pushes you out. And a lot of people have a problem with fighting. Once they do, if they swim to the side, they can get out. If they fight it, they're going to be frustrated and they're going to be tired and they're going to go down.
I don't know if we can speak about search in Matagorda, because this is not the only 17-year-old that we're looking for. The 16-year-old, there's a 16-year-old in Matagorda that it was pretty much similar situation. It was swimming with the friends and it disappeared suddenly.
That is correct. So we are also searching for a 16-year-old male, went off of Matagorda Beach. He was swimming with friends. That is an accurate statement. And we have been searching for him since yesterday early afternoon.
And you're still searching for him?
That is correct. That's a near continuous search with Coast Guard assets in conjunction with Matagorda County Sheriff's Office and Texas Parks and Wildlife.
Can you speak a little bit about what the situation was with that disappearance? I mean, were you swimming with friends? You know, you said it was.
That's pretty much the details that we have. He was swimming with friends. 2 friends made it back to shore. The third one did not, and that's who we are searching for. These are tragic times right now, and our hearts and prayers go out with the families, go out to the families and the loved ones that are missing their child and their nephew.
And you said, and what time did this happen in Matagorda?
So that was early afternoon. We got the initial notification.
Yesterday was a rough day.
Yes, ma'am.
Are the seas any calmer today than they were yesterday?
I've not seen the seas sit back. We've been looking at 3 to 5s offshore, 3 to 5 feet offshore, which does make for tough search conditions. Chief, did you want to add anything to that as far as the weather?
it seems like it's calmer today than it was yesterday, but there's still rough water.
Okay, so all right, so the hazards are still the same.
Yes, ma'am.
And for Memorial Days, does this I hate to compare it, but I mean, is this typical weather with the riptides around the Memorial Day season?
No, usually we don't have a high tide surge like we've got, and the rip currents are always there. They're just not as prevalent as they are right now. But other days there's going to be rip currents, but not as prevalent as it is right now. And some days there will be more rip currents, but we get a warning system going and we hang the flags up, and that's the best we can do, and warn the swimmers to, try to stay as safe as they can.
Okay. Why do you think this particular Memorial Day? What are the weather conditions that you think?
It's just no other day. I mean, it's rough down at San Luis Pass 365 days a year, but they got no swimming signs down there. We allow them to swim down here, but we ask them to swim with caution.
Is there any indication that either of these teenagers may have been drinking or were affected when they went out?
I have no
We have
knowledge of that.
No reports or evidence of that.
Regarding the young man you're looking for from Matagorda, any indication as to what his swimming abilities might have been, or his friends?
So both were classified as strong swimmers in the pool and not necessarily familiar with the ocean environment.
Well, that's good information. People may think that they're strong in the pool, but they might not be when they get out here.
That's a very good point, and I would like to overemphasize that because the pool obviously is a much clearer and calmer situation. It's a controlled situation, and oftentimes there are lifeguards. We always encourage everyone to wear personal flotation devices in the pool, but definitely out in the ocean as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you have any follow-up or anything like that, I'm always here. I'll hang around until you're done. But and we both have both the releases online.
And you will notice immediately if you guys sign anything, right?
Yes, we send out a press release pretty much very quickly. Yes, so it'll go to that news.uscg.mil address.